Hello guys, how is it going? I am working on this Mustang bumper and I thought I'll make a chill video, a video that is uncut. I just want to show the raw process of how I make this bumper, and it's not the full process. I have the primer on, but once you put primer on, you'll find some pinholes, some scratches, some minor imperfections. And I just want to go over, how you can address those. The primer I've been using, let me just get that. Where is it? There it is. This is the primer I've been using, primer and sealer on this car. It's Rust-Oleum. Most of the product, I don't have any compressors, so most of the product I using is spray bottles. The same thing with the paint that I'm gonna put on. I have someone that puts it in a spray bottle and I'll spray it on it. But before we can put down the paint, we want to make sure that everything is perfect right now in here. And I will try to show you guys the imperfection that I have, but basically it's tiny small pinholes or scratches, or sometimes the corner that you have aren't that good. And what I would do is I would go over it with some body filler, fill it in, and make sure it's good. Now you can't put body filler on lacquer primer. You need to have some other kind of primer, and I think the one in the Rust-Oleum is some resin, so it would go over resin, which is good. Let me show you guys the pinholes. Let me see if I can show it with this camera. It's actually pretty hard to show it, but I have this lens. If I do like this, I don't know if you can see it. I'm not sure you can. How do I show you guys? Wait a second. I really do want to show you the pinholes, and I have some lenses. Yes, I have them over here. I should be able to show it with these. I have the macro here. Perfect. Let's try. So basically I have a lens here that I'll be putting over, but this one doesn't screw onto this camera, so I won't be able to actually show that much. Now I do want to get some more light, I think. Let me put it over and let me try. If I hold it like this. Yes. Can you see it? So this one, oh. Let's go over it. So yeah, that's an imperfection. Over here as well, there are some imperfection. Over here. You see it? So yeah, these are some examples of these. We put the camera back. So yeah, basically these are some of the examples of the of the imperfections or things you might find on the bumper. What I usually do is I have my primer over here, or I have my filler, I have my filler over here, and I have my scrapers. Just put them here. I'll change this sheet. This is a sheet of paper that I have, and you can see it is used up. So if I remove it, I have a new one over here so that I can mix some more primer. So I'll just put this one on, but before I put this one on, just wanna get this paper clean. Now you can put this one back. And basically this paper is some kind of paper that is hard for the filler to stick to, so that I can use it multiple times. But yeah, I'll then take my scraper, clean it up, and I'll take some filler. You can see this is the filler. I'll put it over here, and I'll take my hardener, my activator, you can see my filler, my hardener, and my hardener is gone rough on me, but I can still use it. So what I do is, oh, fell down. Take it out. I'll just push it down, make sure that it's soft because it's gone a little hard, and then I can pick it all up and put it inside the filler, and then I can just mix it up. And you just want to mix it very well. And you have to know also that once you mix this stuff, you don't have much time to actually work with it. If you have done hardener before, if you have done filler before, you know that. But if you didn't do filler, it doesn't take long, and most of it will harden on you and you'll throw it away. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to remember where the different spots are. I know I have a spot over here. I'll just take a little of primer. See if we can get the camera over here, so you can see me how I apply it. But basically, I want to find the spot. There it is. I'll put it, and then I'll take most of it off. Don't want it. Same thing here. I know. Oops. I know there are spots that I need to cover, but I don't want to sand too much, so I just want to fill it and remove the rest. Over here, move the camera back so you can see better. Over here I have some spots. Just want to try to cover any imperfections I have, any pinholes, any fish eyes. Just go through the bumper and sometimes I'll use my hand for some places. Just know that you'll sand a lot of this, so don't put too much. And try to remove as much as you can because you don't want too much. It's hard to find all the pinholes. You just gotta remember where they are and look for them. You have to try to see if you can get them all. Just go through the whole bumper, find the different places. I know I had few here. My lighting is a little poor over here. Sorry for that. But yeah, I have one here. If I can cover it. And one over here. One over here. It's actually pretty easy. Just need to keep going. And you know, I meant this video just to be chill. You watch, you can skip through and just see like different places and how I do things. And I'm gonna show you in a minute how to sand it after like it dries. We just need to wait for it to dry. I think this one is becoming hard soon, so won't be able to use it. And it's fine, you'll just mix some more once you need more or you find new pinholes, and I'll just go over like any place I find that needs some filler. I have a big spot over here. This will just make the paint job really good, really nice, because anything that shows when you put the primer on is something that's gonna show once you go and put the paint on. So it's very important. So it's very important to address like anything. Like what I do is I put the primer on basically just to show me like where I am. So once you like, the process is like as follow. So you go, you bring your piece, you repair it, dent, whatever it is, and then you begin adding filler and, you know, sanding it and all that, sanding the old paint. But you can't really see where you're at. Did you do everything? So once I think I'm good enough, I'll put some primer on, and that will show me imperfection. Like the first time I did it with this line over here, where the top of the bumper meets this angled one, this line wasn't as sharp. So what I did was I sanded this down, and then I added filler to this whole edge. And I did it on stages, and then I sanded until I got this perfect edge. And now I know after I'm done with this will look really nice when I go to paint it. If I didn't do that, it would look very crooked, because you would be able to see it after you color base coat it, and in the clear it will just be obvious. And if you're using some metallic paint, it will go into the, you know, the pinholes or the scratches or whatever it is. You can't cover it. You can cover some smaller scratches with the primer if you lay it thick, or if the primer that you're using is thick. Sometimes it's a filler primer, you can use that. But yeah, and you can see now my filler is actually went hard. You can see it, I can pick it all up. So I'll remove the rest of this. I'll just throw it away. So I'll just remove it and throw it away. Because I don't need it. And this way, if you can see, my paper is quite clean for the next batch. And I want to remove it like before it hardens, so that it's easier to remove. Same thing with this one. With the scraper, I would just clean it up. Sometimes I use another scraper and just scrape the excess off. And it will be better if you have anything like metal. Let me show you. I have this blade, and I can go in and I can actually scrape it off. See how it comes off? So I can just scrape the excess off using this one, which is pretty nice, pretty easy to remove. This one I actually 3D printed long ago, but you can probably buy it somewhere. If not, let me know. I can send you your file and you can 3D print it. I didn't make the file, to be honest. I just found it, printed it. I just knew I needed it because now, can you see it? It's all clean. So I'll put this one back. I really don't know what's going on with YouTube. I've been putting out few videos. They didn't do that good. But I think it's like more, you should just make videos for the fun of it, and some will do better than others, and it's expected. It might be bad days, better days, I don't know. The overall channel is going the right way, so I'm pleased, but I would like a little more views, a little more progress if I can. So I decided I'll just make a chill video today showing you guys. So you want to take, I usually just take, what's happened here? I just take you know, some of the papers that I'm still using. I'll just reuse those. This is 220, so I'm gonna try and sand it with 220. I don't have a block, so when I block it, I use any item I have at home. You can buy a dedicated block, but it's not that necessary. And these are the things I want to show you guys. You really don't need to spend your money. You can just use anything. Of course, there isn't that much flex in this one, so you gotta be careful. But again, I'm using my hand. When you go to sand, let's do this one first. What you want to do is you want to crisscross. So you want to go like this and this, this and this, as much as you can. And you don't want to sand, you know, the specific area. You want to sand around it so that you get it flat and you don't dig into it. Of course, because you have a little more material here, you can actually sand a little, but try to go out as well and try to make it more even. Once I have sanded and I can see that I will always try to feel with my hands. If I feel it going up, then I need a little more sanding, but it really doesn't take that much because of what we did. We applied it and then we scraped it off. So the rest of it, so we took the excess off, most of the excess. This makes it so that when we go to sand it, we don't need that much sanding. We don't have that much material to sand. We're basically just covering the pinhole or the scratch or whatever it is, the imperfection that we found. And we won't know if we did a good job until we put another layer of primer on. So that's what I'm going to do after I'm done sanding all of these. Sometimes you get some of your filler other places, maybe you didn't intend it to. You want to make sure you smooth these out as well. And at this point, I don't want to use a 2 course of a sandpaper, because if I use a 2 course of a sandpaper, I might put some deep scratches in it, and I might use too much primer, more than I need, and then I need to lay another coat on that. Before that, of course, I would need to sand more. If I use, let's say, 80 grit here, I'll just ruin this, and then I would need to step up in the sandpaper, go from 80 to, let's say, 120, and then sand a lot with 120 until I get all these deeper scratches out. Then I will step it up to 220. But since I'm doing 220, I can step it back up easier because it doesn't leave the biggest scratches. and it's generally really fine to sand. But if I did find a bigger imperfection, I actually would use, and you always want to, your paper will get clogged. I don't know if you can see it, but people usually have something they can blow their sandpaper. You either need to change the side, or I just slap it, get most of it out, and usually I can continue sanding. But I will try to always clean it so that I then can sand it some more and use it again. Use it some more. There is something I'm not liking here. Sometimes you can use your hand to sand the part, because you just know how to smooth it out with your hands. But you have to be careful. Again, you're trying to have your hand act like a block. So you don't wanna, you really don't wanna sand the place where you have the pinhole and go over it, because if you do that, you have a lower spot, and then you ruined your body, the body of the car, or the shape. You have to sand the whole thing down. But if you have a higher spot, you can actually go on it, but smooth it out. Make sure you don't dig into the material. This one is hard to sand, but I'm gonna sand it. It's just in a place where I need to go like this, but it's fine. I wanna get this one done now. This one is also hard. Basically, this one, I want to get this edge more crisp over here, and that's why I put some more primer on it, or some more filler on it. And same way, I want to try to use my block and just block it. Now, I am going to step this to 180. This is a sandpaper I've used already on my DA. I'm sorry guys, but the camera quit on me. It just turned off. So I don't know what I was telling then. I'll just continue. I'm doing this area, and basically it's hard to get in here, so I'm using my DA because you can see it. It's like already going around, so it's perfect for going in this area. And I know it's 180, but I do want to go through this material quicker. I don't want to use a grit. And again, try to, because this area is already digged in, you can do it like this. You are digging into the material, but try to also, feather it out, because you want to make sure that you get it feathered out. And once you're done with this grit, you want to go and use your 120 grit to smooth it even more. Just, you can see it's pretty hard to get in here. It doesn't conform to this area as well as the other one, but we'll make it work. You can also take a smaller piece so that it's easier. But you want to take your time. You want to take your time. You want to take your time, and you want to just feel, use your hand, feel it. you can feel it, you will be able to see it. Remember that. You want to make sure that you can't feel it. You can't feel anything. And my goal here is to make sure this bumper is as good as I can. Of course, you will have imperfections and you have to live with that. If you have too much OCD, you'll be sitting here all day. So we've done this, we've done this. Now I have this area over here. Let me put the camera over here, take it down. I have this area. As you can see, I put some filler in here, and I can already see the pinholes that I have tried to cover. I would again take my block. I'm using this block. You can use anything to block sand as long as it has a flat surface. That's what you need. My sandpaper is used up. I probably need to take a new one, and I'll just block it. Now watch out, you don't make scratches when you go to the edges here, so try to stay away so that you don't make more work for yourself. You can always use your hands to sand certain areas. And you just want to take your time sanding. Enjoy the process, because nobody likes to sand. I think it's actually relaxing. I can still feel it here, but I'll go to the next one and I'll come back with my hands. And try to go in multiple directions. You can see now the filler has hardened a lot more, so it's much like I need to do a lot more to actually get it off, whereas before, because we still had time, we could sand it much easier than right now. But it's fine, you're just gonna use more time. That's why you need to find the sweet spot where it sands very well. But if you wanted to remove more material, just step it up to some coarser grit. From 220 you could go to 180 and you can sand more, and then you can go back to 220 to smooth it out. But for me, for this area, I don't think it's that necessary. And because I'm using the grit, you can see this is a higher area, so it's not that important to be completely straight. So I'm just gonna use my hands. And I'll sand this. And I'm trying to feather it. Can you see how you can see a hard line over on this side? That means it's not feathered. I can feel it with my hand as well. Whereas this side, it's more feathered. I want to get it to this and even more actually. I don't want to see any hard lines in the filler. I want to get them to a point where they feather into the primer, so that I don't have a high spot. Can you see how it's feathered now? Now I can't feel it. I can feel it over here actually, and it is a hard line. So I want to sand this other side. But I just want to keep working it. I know this one is pretty high. So I want to take this one down a little because it was pretty high spot. Remember, you don't want to dig into the material, so try to smooth it out. This is getting much better. You could use a DA to do this, but I need a small DA here. Mine is bigger. I could have done it over here, but again, you will take a lot material, and sometimes going slower is better. And knowing when to stop is also good. I can see my pinhole over here, so I'm stopping. And this one, I'll continue over in this area, but we're almost done with this spot. That's it. I can see the pinholes. This is perfect. I'll move to this one. Because this one is like round, I'll just use my hand. Again, you don't want to dig into it. And you want to try to go and try not to hit the edges because you will round them off. So stay away from the edges. Sometimes I'm digging into the material because I know this spot is high, so I'm hitting it a little more, but I'm also trying to feather it. Trying to have my hand act as a block. Now, if I want to take more material off, I'll just use a new area on my sandpaper. That will just remove more aggressive. But remember, you need to get it off so that you can sand off some more, because you will gunk it up. And I can see we're almost there. It's getting smoother. And that's when I'm gonna stop, because it looks good and I can see the pinhole that I covered. I still feel it a little high. Yeah, that's it. That's good. Good. We've done this. We've done these up here. Now, let me show you this one over here. It's actually the same process as the other plate. You can see over here, we've covered this. I want to smooth this out. This area, I don't like it, as I said before. I'll use my DA that I have already used on the DA. This sandpaper, you can see it's round. It's just perfect for area like this. And I'll keep sanding. and I just want to get it so that it's pretty smooth. Just remember to clean your sandpaper all the time because you are getting a lot of this off. Remember to smooth it. Once I feel it's getting smooth, I'll change it up to my 220 grit and I'll begin smoothing it out so that I can get rid of these bigger scratches. Because now I know my area is smooth and I covered all these areas that wasn't smooth. Anybody can do this. You just need to understand the basic and that's it. Want to make sure that you feather everything out, and yeah, that's this area, I guess, done. We will see when we add the primer on it. This one, we got a high point here. I'm not sure that this was something intended, but I am going to smooth it out. You can see how it's feathering out. Now I have this area over here as well. I'll use my 220 just because the filler got harder and I do want to remove more material. Don't want to sit here all day doing this. Can you see? I did like this, so I dug into this material. We don't want that. That was a mistake, but it's good because it shows you that anybody can do mistakes, and the way to correct it is to just cover a bigger area so that you can smooth it out. And yeah, because I exposed the plastic over here, I will expose some more now. Just how it is. I'm taking this whole area down. I'll go back to my 220 sandpaper. And I'll try to smooth this out. Still don't like it over here. I'll just continue at it until I feel it's better. It's getting better. I don't really feel it, but I want to go a little more. I think it's feathered out quite good. It's perfect. This is perfect. I do have an area here I need to cover with some primer, so I'll remember that. So each time you find an area, you want to actually remember it. I do want to take my block. Where is my block? There it is. And I do want to block this just to make sure. And I want to watch out not to hit this area and create scratches again. You can see something here I need to cover. That's why the less you put when you're adding the filler, the less you put, the better, because you'll do less sanding and you can go over to the next one. You'll have so many spots. I don't know, but I usually do have a lot of spots that just have small pinhole. You can also use spot putty or things like that to do it. I just use my filler, and that works usually for me. Get this one over here. And get it over here. But yeah, I think this, I hope this showed you like how to fill those pinholes and how to actually prep your bumper. Before we go, I just want to show you, we did these areas, so let's just put some primer on so that I can show you if we did a good job or not. And yeah, so I'm just taking some window cleaner right now, and I want to get everything that we sanded off this area, so that when we go and we add the primer, it sticks and also it's a clean place. I would suggest that you really clean and do a better cleaning job than just this, but for the sake of demonstrating, I'll just do it right now without cleaning the whole bumper. I just want to do this area. This is some alcohol. I'll just spray that, as I use it as a degreaser, and this evaporates very fast because it's alcohol, so I can get my area clean for paint. And you do want to wait for it to dry before you put your primer on, because you don't want to put your primer on something wet. Again, This is the primer I am using. Always shake any bottle, just shake it very well. And if you have something to like air, what do we call it? What do we call it? Air spray. You can spray this area just to make it dry faster, but I'll wait for it to dry now. I can see it when it's drying and it's still not dry, so I'm not putting it on again. Shake your bottle well. But yeah, for me, I think it's important that you guys can see the process so you can learn. And don't be afraid, because it's how you learn. You learn by actually making mistakes. So, and the nice thing about using primer is that even if you make a mistake, you can actually recover from it, because I'm just trying to dry it. Because it's primer and you can always put more primer. You didn't do your coats. If you were to put your base coat and your clear coat and then you find out, oh, I have a pinhole, then it's very hard to actually fix, because you did the whole work and you need to respray it. But at this point where it's only primer, you're just putting, I'm just putting more primer on the primer basically, and that's fine. But yeah, I think it's dry. I'll just feel it. Yeah, I think it's fine for putting the primer on. If it's not, it's not a big deal. Let's put some more lights on. I don't know why my light went out, this one. This one doesn't work anymore. Anyways, let me show you how we did. You can always sand it if it's bad. So I'll do this area here to there, maybe to over there. I put the primer too thick here. You want to go, you know, thinner, that's better, but you can do what the hell you want. We also did here, but I didn't clean this, so I won't put any primer on it. And this will reveal all the imperfections we have. And let me get the camera closer in so you can see. I did put like the primer a little too thick, so we did get some run, but we can sand those out, no problem. Let me just put the camera over here. And I'll bring out my light so you guys can see. And as you can see, we actually did fix most of this area. It's not looking bad. You can see the edge. The edge is pretty good. I can see some small imperfections, but these will just stand out. Let me go over here. You can see that I put too much primer on, or too much, yeah, primer on, which is fine. But this area just looks really good. Like, we did a good job over here. And also we had some pinholes here. They are filled. I've got an area here that I need to cover. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. And as I told you, you can do this process over and over again. Like adding primer, let it dry. Of course, I'll let it dry for, you can put some more primer on. You can wait 10 minutes and put another layer if you want, like, for coverage. But you can just let it dry. I would let it dry for half an hour to 1 hour. Then I'll come back. I'll hit it with a 400 grit sandpaper and see if I have like any imperfections. Then again, those imperfections, some more filler, put it in there. Try to put as minimum as you can, and then scrape the excess off, and then sand it. Sand it until you get a smooth finish. Put primer on. Check, is it good? If it's good, it's fine. Of course, like, don't use too much because primer isn't that cheap. So like, but again, it's a good way to learn. And usually I would fix the areas like 90%. When I put the primer, I'll still find a few things, a couple of things, and I'll work on those. And until the part is just absolutely perfect. Now, I forgot to add some filler over here. So this is for the purpose for the video, but I would have added filler over here, and I would have sanded that down before actually putting this primer. But it's fine. I can just spray some primer right here and then sand it down. But yeah, this looks really good. I still need to prime this area, but I'll go over. The camera just shuts off. I really don't know when it shuts off and why it does it. I tried to explain much of this, but basically I was telling you guys that you can use primer, and then you can fill it if you find any pinholes, and you can go over it again. You can sand it down. You can reapply primer. Check your progress. If everything is good, you move on to the next place. If something is bad, you reapply filler and you do the process over again. It's pretty easy for someone that haven't tried to actually, paint, to actually get things right. But don't be afraid. This is like, you will start someplace and you will screw up and you will learn. The only thing that I am stressing on is that you don't just go over like the specific thing that you filled. You need to work the whole area. You need to smooth it out so that your paint job in the end doesn't have any low spots in them, because you will see it when you have reflections. You can see how smooth the reflection is. If the reflection is smooth, it's very good. If it's wavy, that's because somebody went in on this lower spot. But yeah, this video was just like a chill one where I just show you what I'm doing, talk with you, and if you guys like it, I'll do more of these, just uncut. I am going to go do some small cuts where, like it's already like the camera cut off, so we will have these cuts where it didn't film. But apart from that, I think it's just a chill video where I can show you guys, and I can, like, somebody maybe gonna learn from this. And also, I love watching videos like that when people are sanding, and sometimes things doesn't need to be fast. You just want to see the process, the full process. So this is this kind of video. I don't really know what people want to watch on YouTube, so I try different things. I try to edit videos, I try slow stuff, I try different things, and if something you like more than something else, I'll keep doing that. But yeah, please like, subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot if you subscribe. And also please, just comment if you have anything, if you have any questions, anything I can address. If you like the video, tell me what you think. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.